Hello everyone and welcome back to the DoneDeal YouTube channel, and today we're in DunDrum Town Centre for their supercar weekend. I'm actually emceeing and hosting the event. However, we've come in a little bit early today to do a bit of a walk around and show you some of the truly special cars. The variety is quite wild. So to begin with, we've got this Ford GT40. Believe it or not, this was actually the first ever supercar I went in. It wasn't this exact one, but it was all the way back in 2006. And then you can see they just get crazy. Right here we've got a Gullwing. To put this in perspective, this is actually currently for sale right now for about 1.6 million euros. The entire value of all the cars here today, we're talking between 15 and 20 million. So some spectacular machines. We're not going to stop and talk at every single one of them because there's literally about 100 cars. Beautiful Aventador there on my right hand side. It looks really, really well in yellow, and there's actually a great story. There's a great story with most of these cars, but as we continue to make our way down the first straight, so on our right hand side we're going to get a little bit of an American vibe. So we've got an older Ford GT, then we've got a Ferrari Dino, then there's this car which is actually a really interesting car. It's obviously a Ford Mustang and it's a GT, but the story behind this one, it's called Eleanor, and I think it's a Nicolas Cage movie where he's got that car and he drives it. So that's kind of the story and background between that. Then the American style continues. You've got a new Ford Mustang Mach 1, and then it just continues the whole way down. Actually, I really like the C8 Corvette. I know they're very popular and quite affordable in the USA. It's their best ever handling car, but here in Europe and especially in Ireland, they're very, very rare. Gonna stand away quickly from the audio, just don't want to get ourselves copyrighted. And then up here on the left-hand side, we've got the Jaguar vibe. So a lovely few E-Types. That Series 1 in green is gorgeous. And then behind that, there's an amazing story. It's been kind of modified. I think it started as a Series 2, if I'm not mistaken, then was kind of converted and modified into a Series 1. The V12 engine in those, take a look at it. It is spectacular. Now, this car here on my right hand side, this is a Rolls Royce. It's a one owner car. It's just shy of 100 years old. And actually the story behind this is quite incredible. It's owned now by a trust, and it was originally bought and driven in DunDrum, and it still lives and drives in DunDrum, and this car actually drove here, and that's quite cool. A lot of cars aren't here because we're here early, but people are actually using these cars day to day and then obviously driving them home. But that just shows these aren't just show pieces, these are actual driving cars. We've got some Porsches here, and then I want to talk about these Mercedes-Benz over here. So they are the 600s, and this one here, this beautifully restored, all by Custodian Classics. But the story behind these is mad. So they were the first cars with soft closing doors with electric windows, but it wasn't using electricity, it was actually using a plumbing system, so hydraulics. So there's plumbing pipes the whole way through the windows. It's incredibly high maintenance. At the time, these cars were built with an open checkbook, and if I'm not mistaken, about 60% of them were actually given out to diplomats around the world, mostly in Africa. But in terms of value, the long wheelbase one up here, crazy money. You're talking starting price for a not so clean one about $250,000, and they work their way up. So the price brackets here are absolutely endless. All right, now starting, this car wasn't here yesterday. It's the new Maserati. I think it's called the MC20. I might be mistaken there. Gorgeous looking car. We might try and find it a little bit more out about that in a moment. But now this back straight, we start with some kind of everyday cars. A C63, an Audi RS6. They're cars you kind of see on the road quite frequently. Now there's a beautiful Defender up here, which I definitely want to talk about because it's very unique. So this Defender, it not only looks amazing, it's finished in gold, it's got a gorgeous interior, but it's also quite heavily modified to the point where there's no longer a diesel engine, there's not even a combustion engine. This is an electric Defender. It's built here in Ireland in Powerscourt by a company called AVA Electrifi, and it's quite incredible. So this was one of the earlier ones. They used a Tesla P100D, or was it 100D? I'm not entirely sure, to start this, but now they're actually building their own electric powertrains. They kind of specialize in converting old classic cars into electric cars, and then they also do a lot of mining machinery. So it's quite an incredible company, and to be built here in Ireland is phenomenal. And actually this thing just turns heads. It is drop dead gorgeous. Now as we make our way back to the front row, so there's about 6 or 7 rows here, we've got this lovely Mark IV Supra. Any Japanese car enthusiast probably going to spend a bit of time looking at this, and actually the Japanese cars get quite crazy in a moment. Next to it, If you know your cars, this is a Ferrari Testarossa built in 1991, and very unusually this is spec'd with a black interior and black exterior, which is apparently quite a brave thing to do, and obviously this owner did that. Then we've got an Audi V10 Plus, an R8, I believe. Incredible car. I spoke to the owner about this and he was saying it's a brilliant car, you can use it day to day, which is quite phenomenal. And then you swing around here, you've got another R8 up there, some 911s, you've got a McLaren, another 911, and actually speaking of 911s, doing a bit of a circle, but this is the new GT3 RS, and whoa, it is so aggressive. Alright, so now on this back straight we have the Ferrari 296 GTS, and that's parked next to the McLaren 600 LT. Two very unusual cars to see in Ireland, really gorgeous, and to have them here in DunDrum Town Centre and to be able to just get photos and see them up close is quite rare. I've never seen one of these McLarens in the flesh before actually. But now my pick of the show. It's an old Nissan, but it's quite a special old Nissan. If you're a Japanese car enthusiast, you'll know exactly what this is, but it is an R34 GTR and it is beautiful. I spoke to the owner Finn yesterday, it's been built from the ground up, every nut, every bolt has been replaced, and it is immaculate. It runs on race fuel, gorgeous car. It was actually for sale on DoneDeal recently and it was 6 figures, just to put it in perspective. And yeah, the cars just continue down the row, such a variety, everything from modern hot hatches all the way through to some really classic and beautiful cars. All right, now I just want to finish up in this section because it's the BMW section, and personally I'm a massive BMW fan. E30 M3, one of the most special cars. All the true BMW M enthusiasts love them. Work our way through E46 M3. This one looks immaculate. There's no way this hasn't had a restoration. And then we continue on the way, all the way through to the newest M3, finish in that Isle of Man green, which is by far the best colour to go for. And then just here on the end, there's some gorgeous Alfa Romeos, which you have to love a red Alfa Romeo. Alright, so that is a very quick run through of all the cars. It's been an amazing event. Today we're opening up for day 2. It's going to be spectacular. You can watch more of it on our social media. We'll do a little bit of a deeper dive on certain cars. But thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to search for some high-end luxury cars for sale, then you can hit the link up there and we'll filter them out for you. But yeah, thank you so much for watching and we'll see you in the next one.